Well, it remains to be seen just how much snow will fall on Maryland and across the Northeast, as a nor'easter could be historic. That snow began sticking hours ago on the streets of New York City's East Village. Heavy equipment was quickly deployed to keep the streets clear there. The governor of New Jersey says the system could be the worst since 1996, with a 90% likelihood of the entire state getting a foot of snow or more. And right now, you're getting a live look at conditions on the road on the I-695 Beltway from WJZ's Mobile Weather Lab. You heard Tara, she was in the area earlier, say that the roads look fine, and it seems to be that's what we're looking at right now. But of course, if you are going outside, make sure to take it safe and take it slow. All right, Cutter, so we have been following this weather. I think the main question, people really just want to know, when is it going to get bad, you know?
It depends on where you are, Brian. You know, conditions are already bad. Eastern Shore, we're talking about snow-packed roads, curb to curb, blowing snow. Reduced visibility reported on the Eastern Shore. You get to Washington County, you've had more than 6 inches of snow measured, and as you can see, this nor'easter is still raging. Now, what I will say, if you live in the city, it's a little different. There's so much pavement, which is warm. So, you know, I have a friend that lives in Harbor East area, going towards Little Italy, and if you're not in a park or, you know, in a wooded area or right there on the water, it's all melting because there's so much pavement. But you get to a suburban community, you know, up into the county, and we're seeing quite a bit of snow accumulation. Again, here is our area of low pressure. Looks like a wintertime hurricane. It's not, but it is producing tropical storm force winds and a lot of snow across the Northeast. And for those that are disappointed with the amount of snow they've seen so far, while this isn't a raging storm for much of the metro, we still have snow to go. Notice this band back towards D.C. That is kind of pivoting around this system, which will probably edge back into the I-83 corridor down to 97, and then eventually pivot its way back to the Eastern Shore, an area that is already dealing with quite a bit of rain that switched to snow at this point 6 to 7 hours ago. So it's an icy situation for parts of the Eastern Shore. Some of the heaviest of the snow into Caroline County. We've had 5 to 6 inch reports here. The heaviest, though, is an unmeasured area. If you have any friend, family, loved ones from Goldsboro to Denton to American Corner, Caroline County, this has been the hardest hit area so far, likely approaching, you know, 8-9 inches of snow already. We would love to hear those snow reports. You can send your photos too to pictures at WJZ.com. Now, as far as temperatures, 32 degrees, so it will stick more efficiently whatever falls from this point onward. And notice winds now gusting to 24 at the airport, but gusting to 50 at our beaches. There's that band of snow. Model really nailing it correctly. Watch what happens over the next few hours. It tries to build back into the Baltimore metro, especially the west side, 695 up to about 83, and then down to Anne Arundel County and Calvert County. So we probably have not yet seen the heaviest snow in the city of Baltimore, but some improvement as we get into tomorrow morning. This is an impactful system. First Alert meteorologist Greg Padgett is here. Inches of snow, but we made some adjustments to our last call.
That's right, Cutter. We do expect still some of that snow to work its way back over us, but we do see 3 to 5 inches here from Baltimore and southward as we head. This is storm totals now, beginning with everything that we had earlier in the day today and what we're still expected to get over the next couple of hours. And again, here are those totals on the Eastern Shore, 8 to 14 inches. And as Cutter said, those have already truth verified in some locations out there. Now, the impacts are the ones that we're going to be worried about as we head into the evening hours, because we're going to see into the overnight and into tomorrow morning some impacts across the region. Of course, those snow totals, again, are very high impact for us. But ice, we're looking for ice on bridges and overpasses, especially with temperatures in the low range of the 30s. The winds gusting 35 to 40 miles per hour could cause a few localized power outages. And travel, that's going to be a big impact as well. All those hubs up into the Northeast, LaGuardia, Boston, up into Philly, they've all been severely impacted by this storm. That's definitely going to impact that travel for you if you have any kind of flights. More on the forecast and what does it mean for us as we head into the early week. Here's Cutter with the rest of the story.
Yeah, and again, winds we're watching as well. This is one of your impacts we were just talking about, Greg. This could cause an issue as we get into tomorrow morning. Again, once again, we're going to be tracking the windy conditions as we get into the morning, which could blow around whatever snow we have in the First Alert forecast tomorrow morning that is already on the ground. Again, Greg was talking about how we could be talking about inches of snow. It's a heavy, wet snow, so not as easily blown around. But I will say, monitoring our cameras there on the Eastern Shore, already some snow blowing around, which will get worse. Winds gusting 30 to 40 miles an hour, so a cold and windy start. Here's the good news and why this system is different than the last big one. 30s and 40s tomorrow with some sunshine. So it'll melt. Snow tonight, blowing snow tomorrow morning, and then we're improving back to 36 in Baltimore, 39 in Bel Air, right around 40 many of our neighborhoods. So I think roads will actually clear up on their own as we get into the afternoon with improving conditions. Problem is, though, alert day possible Tuesday. We're back in the upper teens, lower 20s for Tuesday morning. Refreeze, slick commute potential Tuesday. We're eyeing it for you. If indeed that's going to be the case, we'll give you the first alert. Another little system possible Wednesday morning. Few rain and snow showers, but not much additional accumulation. And we're in the 40s during the afternoon. Bryant, busy weather continues. Could be some wintry mix Thursday evening and Thursday night, but 52 by Saturday.
Okay, Cutter and Greg, a lot of information, plenty of detail. You guys did a great job tracking this storm. Thank you.